There is only 2 days left until we're gonna start our newest KVK, which will be Many Blades One Heart. And as you can see, my alliance, which is Combe City of Moria, we are basically first place on a brink of war, which means we are going to get 3% all damage dealt bonus, right? In just 2 days, season will begin, and I think it will be a perfect moment for me to show you my 5 archer hero pairs which we are going to use in the next KVK, right? Until we're gonna move forward with the hero pairs, we have to mention that this is my troop count currently. Of course, my main focus is archer gameplay and archer troops. We have 2.8 million spearmen, which is the best version of archer troops. And finally, I unlocked tier 5 wyverns, and slowly we are going to convert 1.2 million tier 4 wyverns to tier 5 wyverns, which will be pretty nice boost, because I think everybody forgets that wyverns are also archer troops, so why not have extra 1.5 million troops which are your main troop type troops also, right? So yeah, let's basically start speaking about the hero pairs and heroes. I have to mention that first of all, we are going to create the hero pairs, and at the second part of the video we are going to speak about the primary hero talents for our current hero pairs. So let's not waste too much time, and let's create the archer hero pairs, which will give us a lot of merits in open field PvP, right? The first hero pair which I'm going to create is of course my one of the first ever legendary heroes awakened, is Kinnara, and the second hero, the hero pair, is Musya, right? Of course, we are going to attach the Rattle Spear to our Kinnara, and of course, Snow Peak Rock will be the warp it. The idea behind Kinnara and Musyang is basically a lot of debuffs, being way more tankier than my other hero pairs, which can be like semi-tanky hero pair. And most important is, of course, I'm trying my best to put healing in every single archer hero pair. So that was another reason why I wanted Musyang in my 5 March. I like this second skill, healing 3 surrounding friendly legions. Every 3 seconds for 150. And yeah, also we know that Kinnara doesn't really have healing at all, right? Rattle Spear, because of basically perfect artifact for Kinnara hero pairs, and Snow Peak Rock. This is the Snow Peak Rock which we are going to use for this hero pair. Of course, we are trying to utilize the defense break, and also basically almost 5% Legion physical attack increase is pretty nice also, right? So this will be our first hero pair out of our 5 marches. I have tested this hero pair quite a lot of times, and every single KVK they are better and better, and of course I'm not really expecting them to make 100k merits. Even 50-55k merits will be totally fine for this type of hero pair, right? So that's our first one, basically G1 and G2 hero pairs, right? Let's move on to the next one, and of course we are going to continue with the archer ones, right? Here, since we are going to use G2 heroes, finally first time ever, I'm going to try out the tier 5 wyverns gameplay, and of course I also have awakened Fraegar, so there won't gonna be better moment until I will try out tier 5 wyvern build. Of course I have limited amount of tier 5 wyverns so far. In the end we might go to Zenith and Tarra also, right? But regarding this hero pair, and alright, normal attackers, crit rate, and of course being as tanky as humanly possible because of the Thea, right? With Thea, you are getting a lot of shields, a lot of buffs, offensive, defensive buffs, and for the artifact, one of the best artifact for the flyer units, which is Wizard of the Sanctus, basically burst artifact for Thea, right? And one of my worst war pets, which I have currently for archers, Nightrock. Of course, this March won't gonna be ready like 100%. I just want to try out tier 5 wyvern gameplay. I have been waiting for this moment for quite a lot of times, and maybe in the future, whenever I finish my G5 and G4 heroes to awaken, I will go and try to make even Nitroke a 3-star and awaken Thea. Who knows, right? But so far, normal attackers, tanky, the crit rates, crit damage. Wyverns are also a little bit tanky than normal archers. Basically, this is the idea behind the hero pair, right? So yeah, Fraegar and Thea, our second march, and let's basically move towards creating the third march. And of course, whenever we are speaking about third march, we are speaking about Maggrat and we are speaking about Zaida, right? Maggrat and Zaida have been one of the best hero pairs for archer gameplay in terms of generating merits. And of course, we are not going to forget them, right? These have been my best hero pairs for quite a lot of time. Finally, we got something even better, which we're gonna speak about later. So, what's the idea behind Maggrat and Zaida? Normal attack, crit, and having absolutely amazing amount of healing, right? Galded Crossbow is my only archer legendary artifact, which is level 5. So it's pretty nice, right? I tried my best to get it to the level 5, and finally it's level 5. Shadow Manticore, my best warpet out of any archer warpets currently in the game, simply because that's the only warpet where I have 3-star chain strike and 3-star intense chain strike. Of course, I wish I could have S tier luck close to 300, but I don't have this kind of luck to get everything on a S tier. So far, I'm keeping this Shadow Manticore however it is, right? So yeah, this is the Merit Getter hero pair, one of the best ones. If you are Archer main, you should have at least 5 and Awakened Zaida for sure, because yeah, it's been like this after this hero pair was created. Everything basically changed for archers, right? We are getting way more merits than before. So yeah, that's basically our third hero pair which we finally created, right? Of course, we are moving for a G4 and we have to speak about Falgrim and we have to speak about Nico, right? This is how I'm basically using Falgrim and Nico. Nico is awakened G1 hero, and of course, my Falgrim is just 5-3-2-5, right? I think most important skills are on max level. I just took my attentions to G5 archers, and hopefully in the future, I'm going to get back to the Falgrim awakening, right? We got Iron Tusk, level 3. Maybe in the future we're gonna get it to level 5, and Barbed Manticore, which of course we are having 3-star puncture, but there is still a lot of things which we have to do for this warped, like 2-star intense puncture, minimum 2-star chain strike, intense chain strike, and also blood roar, right? The idea behind this hero pair, from Kinnara defense break, Nico also applies defense break. Defense break on the targets where you are using skill damage factor is always great, and also we have synergies with defense break on Barbed Manticore and Snowy Croak, right? Both heroes are saying thank you to us, because we have the Nico as a defense break skill, first one. Here also we have defense break synergy. Barbed Manticore has defense break synergy, and Snowy Croak also Kinnara's awakening skill. So this is pretty nice hero pair, purely for open field gameplay, plus Falgrim can deal damage to 2 targets from behind, which is pretty nice, and also we know that Falgrim got buffed quite a lot actually, and hopefully this hero pair is going to give us a lot of merits as it have been in the past, right? So yeah, our fourth hero pair for our 5 archer gameplay march, and hopefully the success will continue, right? That's the 4 one so far, and the last one, right? I did not forget about Ruby and Kylan. Finally, my Kylan is getting closer to be ready for open field. He is 5-2-5-2. At least second skill is like already 5 level. Hopefully, until the fights will start, I will make the fourth skill, which is the most important skill, at least on 4 level. Maybe if we're gonna get lucky, like level 5, right? Roaring Rage Rager is the artifact. We have Flaming Fangs, level 2, and Wind Whistle, which is the warp which I'm currently working. The Northwind, I need like 1.5k experience, and I will have 3-star Northwind, and of course, I have some currencies for the warpets, and I will make Chain Strike and Intense Chain Strike 2 stars, both of them, whenever until the fights will start. So, Wind Whistle is basically still in terms of creation, and of course, still a far way for me to say that this warpet is finally done, right? This hero pair is like top 1, top 2 for the archer hero pairs. Maggrat and Zaida and Ruby and Kylan. Basically, sometimes Maggrat and Zaida is better, sometimes Ruby and Kylan. This means that all the archer mains should have both of the hero pairs in a perfect state, right? I showed you my Maggrat and Zaida. I can honestly say they are good enough for me. Great skills on the warpet, on the heroes, on the level 5 Galled Crossbow. I'm going to do same thing for Ruby and Kylan because these two hero pairs are way better than anything else we have for the archer gameplay, right? So yeah, finally Kylan is kinda ready for the merits, and Ruby and Kylan will be our 5th archer hero pair for the next KVK, right? Now, of course, I'm going to overwrite first one, and here this will be our build, right? Only one thing which might change whenever like I don't have unlimited amount of tier 5 wyverns. Whenever we're gonna start using still tier 4 wyverns, I'm going to still keep using our gatherers, which are Indies and Tarra, right? With the tier 4 wyverns, whenever I won't gonna have the enough tier 5 wyverns, and only tier 4s will be able to be used. Of course, this will be my secondary hero pair for the 5 March for the archer gameplay. But of course, we all know why I like Indies and Tarra, one of the most tanky hero pairs, lot of capacity, lot of healing. Tarra has 50% attack for all 5 marches and 10% defense reduction, which is always great. So I'm not really forgetting Indies and Tarra. I'm still going to use Indies and Tarra with Heart of Kamasi, which have been my friend for forever. I have been playing Indies and Tarra for at least like 1 year. But for myself and for me to try out the tier 5 wyverns, this will be the 5 archer hero pairs which I'm going to use in future KVK with many hearts, many blades, 1 heart, which is going to start in just 2 days, right? So, as I said, into the second part of the video, we are going to speak about the talent trees for my primary heroes, right? With the Kinnara and Musiang, I actually have new talent tree. Before I had the purely control talent tree with the Reticent. I believe 2 seconds are not really enough to silence opponents from casting rage skill. I'm going to try the control until half, PvP until half, and marksman until half. Of course, I prioritize march speed with my marcher hero pairs, and here we have level 3 overall speed, level 5 overall speed, and level 5 marksman speed, which means this is the enough march speed for my hero pairs to make me feel comfortable, but this is the first KVK when I will be trying out my Kinnara with these talents, and hopefully it will work, right? So talent trees for Kinnara and Musiang in this one. Try to understand yourself what's the plan and what's the idea, but basically we are getting some debuffs, a lot of march speed, and some rage accumulation because we are skill damage users, right? Now the next hero pair which I use is the Fraegar and Musiang. So Fraegar and Thiam, and of course the primary hero is the Fraegar. Here my idea is that I want to utilize the Pursuit for my 5 archer marches. Pursuit basically, when Legion consists entirely of marksman units, they inflict fragility when casting rage skill, increasing normal attack damage taken by 10% for 5 seconds seconds. Basically, every single archer hero pair is dealing damage by normal attack, so fragility might be a pretty nice debuff for our other marches. And of course, I went for the marksman tree until the full for that, and as before, I have the overall speed here, and one more overall speed. So basically, I'm getting three March speed increased talents per my hero pair, which is also really important, right? So Fraegar and Thea is the second hero pair which we have, and this is the talent trees, right? The third one, which is the Maggrat and Zaida. Maggrat is the primary hero for our March. And yet again, what we can say, I prefer Mark of the War way more than Mighty Slash in our marches. And here, as always, as I mentioned, overall speed 1, overall speed 2, and overall speed 3 is basically done, right? Other than that, these talents should be already well known, because Maggrat and Zaida is not the new hero pair, but I will be using these talents for my Maggrat and Zaida. Hopefully it will work, right? So yeah, that's the normal attack crit rate and March speed talent trees for the Maggrat and Zaida gameplay. The next one, which is of course Falgrim and Nico. Falgrim's talent trees, because Falgrim is the primary hero. Before, I was running full skill talent tree with the caged animal. Next KVK, I'm going to change something. I will test out this talent tree, because here I like that I'm getting a lot of rage accumulation speed, a pretty nice amount of skill damage dealt bonuses from the all three builds, and well, Army of Valor and Shadow Shower of Blows will give us some good amount of damage increase for our Falgrim and Nico, right? Of course, this one I'm testing out. I always played Falgrim and Nico with the full skill talent tree and the half marksman talent tree, but so far I'm really interested how it works. I didn't really like before that I had way less march speed on my Falgrim whenever I was running skill talent tree, but here I got overall speed 1, overall speed 2, and overall speed 3, right? So this is the talent trees for Falgrim and Nico hero pair, and we are going to move towards the last one, which is Ruby and Kyla, right? I got Ruby as a primary because I like precision talent tree, I like Mark of the War, and what's new, right? Yet again, we have overall speed 1, overall speed 2, and overall speed 3. Other than that, of course, Mark of the War is preferred choice, and I'm trying my best to have like hybrid, right? Normal attack damage bonuses from here, and some additional extra rage gained, and basically Ruby and Kyla is healing pretty well in open field PvP, and that's why I like to try out dedication this KVK. Before, I was running Intrepid and Unstoppable, because I was using Ruby and Fraegar, and Fraegar was giving us enough crit rate and crit bonuses to give us more boost. But yeah, since we are using Ruby and Kyla next KVK, I will try to test out dedication. I have seen how much healing this one talent tree can actually do, right? So yeah, this is the talent tree for our last hero pair for Ruby and Kylan. And yeah, hopefully the 5 marches are going to give us some good amount of merits. We have high hopes. And as always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, and share. It gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning, and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.